Hey guys, all right, we are live here. I'm live with Stanley Dietrich and Andres Rivera Hurtado. Hurtado. I still, one of these days I'll get it right. I wish I could roll it off like you do. Um, anyway, so grateful that you are here, guys, because I know for me, I know nothing. I'm really new to understanding cryptocurrency. And yet, because Andres is someone I know, love, and trust, and he is making like huge impact in the world with everything he does. But I know recently we talked about that you had gotten into the blockchain and cryptocurrency world, and you have learned so much. And when you share it with other people and give them the opportunity to have financial abundance in that space, and because of how much I trust you and the people that have brought it to you, I wanted to know more, and so here we are. So this is a great way, because we're going to start doing like crypto Wednesdays, and we wanted to I told Stanley a little bit about it, so let's just have a little chat and hear, as Stanley, as you just said a few minutes ago, zero, right? And I think I know about 1%.
Right.
I know one more than you. I'm like one up on you, only because I've already talked to Andres and I got on board because of the value that I see. So, Andres, please
Thank you.
welcome and thank you, and please share what you can, and we will ask questions as we need to. We'll raise our hand.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and thank you for putting this together. This is the definition of implementing ideas. We were just speaking an hour and a half ago, and we just kind of came up with the idea of having a weekly conversation around cryptocurrencies. Outside of what we're doing, but it's awesome to not just grow our awareness and what's happening in the world of cryptocurrencies and where the economy is headed. It's an amazing technology that it's being used, and it's being accepted every single day or every single week, more and more with its application. So it's outside of the opportunity that Gina was talking about and what I got involved in. Like the technology itself, it's revolutionary, and it's where society's moving us towards. So it's an awesome space for you to start learning about where society is going financially, and different applications that are being used within cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology. So thank you, and whoever's watching, welcome. Hope you have fun with these. We want to make these fun. I'm not an expert in cryptocurrencies. Like, I've been involved with it indirectly. A couple of years back, I got indirectly involved with it. Well, directly involved with it, didn't have the best experience, but I got immersed into understanding it. And then recently, about a month ago, I got introduced to this new opportunity involving cryptocurrencies, Ethereum, blockchain, and ultimately eliminating poverty, making poverty history, and helping people all over the world that have no means. Maybe they don't have a job, maybe they had a job and they lose a source of income, and there's no way to earn, or there's the possibilities amongst in countries where the difference in currency just makes it impossible for them to invest in dollar or earn in. So I saw this as a vehicle for people all over the world to be able to earn in cryptocurrencies, earn and ultimately get prepared for the future and use it now, because cryptocurrencies have a value in today's world, and they're increasing based on the application. So, and as we continue every single week, which is what we intend for this Crypto Wednesdays, and chats with Gina and myself, and whoever wants to join, more than welcome. So thank you, Stanley, for being here as well, and for your curiosity and being here, expressing the interest. Awesome. So getting into like what's all this like cryptocurrency, like we're before even getting into the currency itself, the most interesting thing that I find about this whole new venture, you could say, or where the world is moving, is the technology of blockchain. Now, what is blockchain? There's a blockchain. Imagine a block. Literally imagine a block that is chained with thousands and thousands of blocks. Now, on each one of these blocks, there's three types of information that is stored in the in each block. So think of a block like a digital ledger. It's a digital ledger where transactions are stored and information is confirmed. So the types of transactions that are seen on a blockchain is currency to currency. So it's peer to peer. It's not it's peer to peer information, and we're talking about transactional data. So amount sent, amount received, type of, okay, I have to work on my camera angles and using my hands. But it's so it's the amount sent, the amount received, the type of the type of, whether that's currency, the type of coin, and the information of on where it was taken in the first place. So I want to be clear with this. So it's ultimately the data. It's transactional data that it stores, and there are transactions happening every single second. Like every minute, there's transactions happening. There's exchanges between coins, between people, and all these transactions, they're confirmed. They're confirmed by people called miners, miners, not miners. And these miners, when these transactions are confirmed, they get paid. They get paid in cryptocurrencies. Now, where does crypto come into place? Crypto is short for cryptography. Now, each one of these blocks, as I mentioned, they have a lot of transactions. It's a digital ledger. You could see it that way. It's a digital ledger that has transactions confirmed on a consensus basis. So, and we can get clear on this. I can get clear on this, and obviously questions, bring them up, Stanley and Gina. We can get clearer and clearer. But ultimately, it's decentralized. So it's something that is confirmed transaction by transaction based on what's happened in the past. What do I mean by that? Each of these transactions are cryptographic. There's a hash that is on each one of these blocks per transaction, and the hash is a combination of letters and numbers. This holds the information of the transaction, so the amount sent, the amount received, the type of currency, the amount that was sent, and the people who are in the transaction. And all of this is stored in a hash. It's like a digital key, where you can go back and confirm it. You know where the currency came from, where it's being sent, and ultimately all of that is connected to the next block. So ultimately, this information, it's all put into a ledger. So imagine a list, right? And there's all these different transactions happening that are happening within the blockchain. People trading coins, people buying coins, people, sending, receiving, and these are all lumped one after the other. Now, once the transaction happens, they get confirmed, meaning these miners, they use supercomputers and to confirm all these transactions, to confirm everything that's happening. A block is created. A whole block is created, and it has every transaction that happened within the last 10 minutes, you could say, just to put it into perspective. And a hash is created. A specific hash for this transaction is created. Now, the third part of the information on this block is the hash of the prior block. So it's the current transactions, it's the hash, and it's the prior block's hash code. So it's ultimately all the information on a prior block. It's that information is transferred over to the new one. So ultimately, every single thing has to align. Every single transaction has to align with prior blocks in the blockchain. And this is the work. This confirmation of the ledger is the work that miners confirm. So ultimately, changing information changing information within the blockchain is close to impossible. Like it's statistically impossible because of all the things that are getting confirmed. So I'll stop there. I'll pause there. Questions. What comes up? Yeah. What comes up? What's not clear? What questions do you guys have?
Well, I was just going to mention, like, so that's still all of that is. So that was, I know, thank you for explaining it so clearly and articulating it so clearly. And it's still Chinese to me a little bit. So, but I'm going to, you know, and what I want to understand is like a lay person like me, you know, what does it mean for somebody to just start and how does it make an impact on our, you know, how can it make an impact on our finances and the fact that you're sharing this, it's part of it's like part of a community, right? So we building together. I'm on your team, you're on Carlos's team, and we're building something together that has the opportunity to create a massive financial abundance in as a community, which is amazing. So those are some of the thoughts I was having, and during that part, and then I'll let Stanley. I mean, you know, if you want to, I don't know if you want to jump in, Stan, and see what and if you have any questions that Andres can address at all. But
yeah, does this fall in the quantum financial spectrum?
I'm not sure what that is. Not sure what.
Okay, so it's a different way to keep the currency from being embezzled or transactions being misaligned with like the biggest banks. So a lot of the embezzlement that's taken place in the Swiss financial system has a lot of loopholes. So a lot of money gets lost. That money gets lost, then that's why you have the printing of money that is different. And so this is a digital, and so it's almost impossible to embezzle or to change the books. And so that falls under a different financial system.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the accessibility of that is safer, or is that?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's exactly it. It's the beautiful thing about decentralization and how each of these blockchains are created, because they're peer to peer. You know, they're not connected to a specific institution. Is transaction confirmed with a prior transaction, and it's you know, it's in a specific period of time. You know, so it has all the information processed within the network, and they're all connected within. So it provides the opportunity for safety within transactions. Ultimately, things being hacked, and that's the in the side of blockchain. Yeah. So to your point, it's that's what it creates. It creates a certain form of safety that it's not connected to a central institution, and it doesn't depend on what happens outside. It's ultimately on a peer-to-peer network.
Which speaks to the community.
Okay, so when you sell that to get access to that money, is there a transaction fee, or is there, you know, to convert that?
Okay, so in terms of before, I'd say when it comes to doing transactions within, yes, there is something called a gas fee, and this happens within all blockchains, and it's the fee that gets paid to miners for their work in confirming transactions within the blockchain. Yeah, so there is it's a small transaction fee. Ultimately, it depends on the activity and the I'd say the flow of information that's happening within the blockchain. But yeah, there are transaction fees, but they're minimal when you compare it to what we see now in institutions. You know, because you have like the problems nowadays with institutions, like there's there's like this lost faith in our banking system, the government, the press, and there's a lot of things that are present with institutions. Like they're slow, like there's multiple rounds of approval. You have to go through days for you to send money to, let's say, Australia. It's not immediate. It takes weeks. It takes time. It takes, and it shouldn't be that way. It's with blockchain, you have the ease of speed, accessibility. You eliminate bank charges for everything. You eliminate cybercrime. The idea behind blockchain is to replace institutions, like replace the centralized institutions with technology that can do a better job, and it's empowering individual people.
And can I speak on that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay.
I want to, when you finish what you're going to say, I just wanted to ask you to talk about the guy in Manila, because some, people who are struggling so financially, and he had the ability to make a huge impact in his own life. So if you would.
Yeah, that's the guy in the Philippines you're talking about.
Sorry, Philippines. Yes.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, and just so everybody know, whoever's watching, like I've been talking, what I've shared here is just on blockchain. Like it's essentially the technology that this platform is using. We haven't even gotten into the platform, but when it comes to the opportunity of what this can do, there's a gentleman out in the Philippines. This project started in February, and he got involved around March time, late March, early April, and he started with $35. That's a beautiful thing about this platform, is the ease of starting. It's low capital. You can start whatever level you want, but there's a slow starting capital. He borrowed $35. He borrowed $35. Within 8 weeks, he had earned well over $175,000. And we're talking about in the Philippines, like earning in Ethereum and converting that to US dollars. It's just amazing. It's amazing what this is. And that's just him. Like there's countless and countless stories of people earning a lot of money with this.
Right. And that's what I liked about that too, is it's like you said before, it's people, who wouldn't normally have access to being able to do something like this, but they can because of the currency. It's global. Right?
Yeah, so it's decentralization is the concept that I was going to get into now, because that's a huge thing. Like decentralization, it's something like it's not controlled by a specific institution. It cannot be stopped. Like it's not, even if they made it illegal, if they banned it, like it just cannot be stopped. It cannot be stopped because it's in a decentralized platform that's confirmed on a peer-to-peer basis. So not to go into that rabbit hole, because you can go into that rabbit hole and continue exploring this. So let's leave regarding the blockchain side of it. Let's continue on with other terms here that are important. One of them being decentralization. And I kind of already spoke about that, but it's ultimately giving the power back to the people. That's really what it is. It's you're not tied to a central location. So it's like going into, if you invest in the like Forex, if you invest in the SP 500, if you invest in Wall Street, if you put your money there on markets, that's a centralized platform. It's controlled by the Fed, it's controlled by governments printing money, like it's controlled by what's happening outside, but what happens with companies, institutions, it's controlled by what's happening in society. So it's a central platform. Same thing with banks. They're centralized platforms. They hold on to the money. They control what you can do. If you want to send money to Australia, you need to wait for us to do our thing, and then we'll charge you a fee for you to do this, and it's going to get there in a week. So there's these problems that people are noticing, like, hey, like this can be done so much quicker, so much more effective. Yeah, there are still some fees that need to get paid, but it's ultimately the ease, the accessibility. So when it comes to Ethereum, there's different cryptocurrencies, there's different blockchains. Every single coin, there's like 1,000. I don't know how many coins there are, now, but there's the biggest ones are Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of the price that they have in the market, and ultimately the uses and the applications that they have. Bitcoin, if you had invested in Bitcoin $100 10 years ago, you'd be a multi-millionaire today. Right now I believe it's trading. Let me just crypto. It was trading coin market cap. Let me just check it out. So right now, the price of one Bitcoin is $10,323. 10 years ago, that was cents. Ethereum right now is worth $356. So, in 10 years ago, again, same thing. It was cents. Am I with you here?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I lost the. Oh no, I'm here. Okay. I was
You're
just
good.
Okay, so this platform, this specific platform, works on Ethereum. Bitcoin, it's been treated like gold. Like if you have some, hold on to it, because nobody knows what's going to happen, and nobody knows where it's going to go and how it's being used. It takes too long for us to use it in terms of transactions. It takes like 10 minutes to just do a transaction within Bitcoin, and it's not worth it. It's better to just hold on to it. Now, Ethereum, on the other hand, it was created with different applications. It was created with different purposes other than just finances and transactions. Within the Ethereum blockchain, there's this thing called smart contracts, and it's the ability to execute agreements based on specific variables that are set beforehand. Now, I like this example that I used a couple of weeks ago. Someone used it to explain it to me, and I love it because it's so simple, but the concept behind smart contracts is so powerful. Like imagine if, Stanley, you and I, we bet $100 on who's going to win, the NBA finals, and you say, do you follow basketball?
Go.
No. Okay.
Football? Go football?
No.
Okay.
All right. So let's say you say
Wrestling.
Lakers. Oh, wrestling.
Is Kyle Bake going to beat Chizimo? Yes. Kyle Bake is going to beat Chizimo.
Okay. So ultimately, like let's say we make a bet for $100, and we say, all right, Stanley, if I win, I get the $200. If you win, you get the $200. We barely know each other, but what are the options that we have? We can either trust each other, and just say, you know what, whoever wins, we just send the money to the other person. What's the problem with that? It can, once the whole thing changes. I don't know about both of you, but if you've ever made bets with friends, sometimes small bets, just like sports things. Sometimes they don't pay up. Sometimes they forget. They never just send the money, and you're like, oh well, fine. I'm not gonna just bother you for that. It was a stupid bet. Option number two, you can create a legal contract, and you can say like, listen, this is what's gonna happen. If I win, I get the money. If you win, you get the money, right? And it's a legal contract that costs money. So that's not the most effective. Now, third option, we give it to a third party. They hold on to the $200, and whatever happens, whatever is the outcome, the third party pays whoever wins. Now, what's the problem with that? That third party can just run away with our money, and they can just disappear. And now, obviously, this sounds like too simple of a situation to do a legal contract or like have a third party do it. But when you see how it can be optimized by using smart contracts, this is what it does. So a smart contract would be written. It's a code written that would say, okay, Stanley is going to send $100 to the smart contract. Andres is going to send $100 to the smart contract. The smart contract is going to hold it, and whatever the outcome is of this game, like whoever, let's say, whoever wins the bet, that contract is going to execute the transaction and is going to automatically send the $200 to whoever won. So there's no middleman. Everything is coded, and it's all coded in a smart contract within the blockchain network, within the Ethereum blockchain network. Now, again, it might seem like a simple thing when you're talking about just a bet, right? But ultimately, when it comes to education, insurance, real estate, transactional businesses, and things that are contractual, like this can remove a lot of time. This can remove time. This can remove human mistakes. This can remove, in terms of, this can create trust. It creates trust amongst transactions, because they're like it's a smart contract. It's variables that are set beforehand, and it's whatever happens, it's going to execute. It cannot be altered with. It cannot be changed. Once it's done, it's done, and it creates trust. It creates reliability, and ultimately things can move forward. So that's in terms of smart contracts and how all that works. So regarding how does this translate into earning money? It's through using cryptocurrencies, using coins, and ultimately it's like what cryptocurrency does. Well, let me just backtrack because I lost my train of thought there. But what's present for both of you? Like, as I'd say, smart contracts, as I say Ethereum, like what resonates with you, or what questions come up or comments?
Stanley, you have any?
Okay, so is there winners and losers? Always.
Yeah. So I mean, this was just with that example. Now, as I get into, so let me just dive right into the opportunity so you understand it. This is a platform called Forsage, right? And it's a project. It's a decentralized matrix project that participants are helping each other reach their goals. So it's a crowdfunding concept that uses Ethereum, that uses the blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain, to pay its users. So let me just log in here. Could I share my screen with this or no?
Oh, does it say share screen on the bottom of your?
Let me see. Oh yes, I can share screen.
Go for it.
So many windows open here. Let's see. Okay, Ethereum. Okay, let me see if I can share it.
We're live, obviously, so it doesn't. But this is the thing about it, is it's raw, total transparency.
Yeah, no, and the platform itself, that's why I love about it. It's so transparent. Like when I said about transactions being confirmed and hashes created for everything, it's all in there. Like you can confirm every transaction, where the money comes from, where it's sent. It's all in there. So let me just share my. Does it share my entire screen? Like, was there?
I've never share screens. Screen sharing. I don't know.
Okay, let me just share it.
It doesn't. Yeah, I've never done. I've shared it from mine before, but I can't. I don't know if I can.
Okay, I'll share this. Can you see it?
Oh yeah. Yep. There it comes. Here it comes. Okay. Perfect.
All right. Awesome. All right. So this is the Forsage platform. Let me just go back here. Oh, Forsage.
Good afternoon. That's beautiful.
Okay, so this is the Forsage platform. You can all go in and check it out. Forsage.io. This is it talks about what it is. It's a next gen crowdfunding platform. It was Forsage means fast and furious in Russian. So let me just log in here so you can see the concept. And it connects, so you can see, as you can see, like this is all, like there's no password here. This is connected to your wallet, and this is where we're at. All right, so this is the main Forsage platform. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
Good. You can see it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So what is this? What is all this? So if you look at over here at the top right corner, You can see 939,000 participants are in the matrix of Forsage. Over 1,400 joined in the last 24 hours. 789,000 earned in Ethereum since February. And that translates to close to $282 million of earnings that participants of the matrix have earned. Now, how do you earn money with this? Now, if you can see here, before like looking at all these numbers, there's all of these sectors right here, all these little boxes, you could say, they are smart contracts. So essentially what you're doing through this platform is you're buying smart contracts and you're earning based on the value that each one of these contracts have. There's two ways that you can earn. There's one of them is through referrals, through referring people into the platform. So let's say I have a goal of getting, you can see here, set a goal, you can set a specific goal. Let's say I want to buy a beach house, or I want to buy a car, or I want to create a plantation here in Puerto Rico. And I want to use Ethereum and the value, and I want to earn an Ethereum for me to sponsor it. That's my goal. Like that's where I want to go. So ultimately, as I share this opportunity, what you're doing is you're having other people help you get to your goal, and you're giving them an opportunity to own their own smart contract. So each one of these boxes, they're smart contracts. So you can see the value of each is twice the amount of the prior. So you can see this one is 0.025 Ethereum, 0.05 Ethereum, 0.1, and so on and so forth. Now, how does the earnings work? When you refer people on this matrix, there's two different matrix. There's X3 and X4. On X3, you're earned by referring people. If you can see here, I referred 4 people into the project, and this is what I've earned. I've earned $2,163 when you exchange the Ethereum to the dollar value. Now I'll tell you where I started, so you can see like what I've put into this over the last month. And ultimately, let me just I don't want to confuse anybody. So stop me or just talk if you have questions specifically about what we're seeing here. So the way that you earn through the X3 is by referring. So every single person you refer, they fall under you. Now, how does this concept work? The first person you refer, it's 100% goes to you. So in this case, let's say Gina started and she wants to get involved, and she starts right here with this contract. I would get 100% of the commission. I would get 0.025 go directly to my wallet. Now the second person, 100% goes to you. Same thing, 100% of this 0.025, you get paid in Ethereum. Now the third person you refer to, 100% goes to you, but in the form of a reinvestment. So it reopens the contract. It reopens the contract so you continue earning from it. Now, and it just recycles. As you can see, I've referred 4 people, and it's reinvested once.
And that money is available to you right away.
Immediately.
That's your money. That is translates into dollars or whatever. No, sorry, what is it? Puerto Rico.
It translates to dollars. Yeah, it goes directly to your wallet. Like it's not stored. Nothing is stored by Forsage. Nothing is stored by a centralized platform. It goes directly to you. So,
right.
So the fun starts as you continue going up the matrix, because 0.025, that's like $19 nowadays, or like $9 when you translate that into dollars, from Ethereum to dollars. Now, as the price and the earnings doubles, obviously you start earning more. So here you would earn $19, $36 or $38. It would be twice that, so around $80, and then $160, then $320, and so on and so forth. So ultimately, as you keep on opening these contracts, the amount that you can earn starts increasing a lot more. So that's the part of the referring side. So one of the ways that you're earning. Now, the fun side of this, like another fun side of this would be on the X4 matrix, which you can earn not just by referring, but through what we call spillover. So spillovers, I'm still not 100% sure how it works, to be completely honest, but it's like you're earning from activity that happens with uplines, with activity that happens on the side, with activity that happens on the bottom. So it's ultimately activity within the matrix. It's like it's like team transactions that happen, and they get put into you. Like I see this as a blessing in the sky. Like off of this, you can see, if you watch my screen right now, the little green dots, they're the people that I have invited. So people that I have invested into the smart contracts, and you can see they're the green dots. If you see the bottom overflow and overflow from up, these are just, they don't have anything to, like, I've never spoken to these people. It just falls into your matrix, and it doesn't happen every single day. It's not guaranteed that it happens, but it happens a lot based on the activity that happens. You can see these two people, I didn't refer them to the platform. It came from either an upline or someone that was referred by another person, and it just falls down here. Now, we need more time to explain the concept behind that, and ultimately that's where, your familiarity with the platform starts increasing and understanding it. But truly, it's just a matter of seeing it as a blessing in the sky. It's something that automatically you're going to start earning from it. Like so the way that this segment works, ultimately the X4 matrix, is from the first person here. If you can see my clicker, you can see my mouse. The first person that you refer goes to the person above you. The second person goes to the person above you. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, they go to you. So 100% to you, 100% to you, 100% to you, 100% to you in the form of a reinvest. So it reopens the contract back again. And it's this concept. So ultimately, once you open a contract, you never have to take out money invest again or put additional money in. It's you're using your earnings to reopen the contract. But it's something that happens automatically through the smart contract technology. Okay.
Wow, that's
So it can be a lot. It can be a lot like this. I'm, as you can tell, I mean, hopefully I'm making sense. But it can be a lot. It can be, sometimes it's confusing even for myself. But I've seen it works. Like this is like what I've earned with this. And I'll pause for a second just to kind of give you guys a breather and for you to process and comment or whatever thoughts you have on your mind. But I started with 1,200. I started with 1,200 at the 6th level on both X3 and X4, and I made my investment back and a bit more. So it's and this was only within This is going to be 4 weeks ago, and I put in probably a good 3-4 hours of work. And it's work. We're talking conversations,
right, like this,
setting things up, taking a little bit more with some people in terms of setting things up and buying the crypto and setting up the wallet. But that's totally fine. That's me. Like that's me with just 4 people. Like if I show you what I love about this, again, is the transparency. Like if I show you, for example, let's just look at, so this one. This is the person who introduced me this idea. This is just 2.5 months ago. So it's.
So he invested only 2.5 months ago, and what does that say right there?
$65,000, close to $66,000 in earnings.
Wow. And you know what he invested with?
I don't remember how. I believe he started at the 6th level as well. But you can see that the activity is a combination of referring people. Right. He's referred 53 people to it. Not everybody goes all the way up, but you can see that activity starts happening.
Yeah.
And 43,000 on referrals. Part of that is automatic. It's just been through spillover, and it just continues rising. I mean, this is him in the last 2.5 months. But
That's amazing.
Let me show you this account. This is the person who introduced him to this. This is since February.
Wow.
Close to 1.3 million.
That is pretty awesome.
Obviously, you can see the amount of referrals that he's had, but ultimately, this is the opportunity. This is where it can blow up. Like if you treat it in a way where you're just sharing the information and you're helping other people kind of get curious about this, that's really all you need. That's what I've been doing. Just talking about it, and ultimately leading you where you can either see more or understand it a bit more, and then jump right in wherever you can. So there's no really forcing here or anything like that. It's really just like, hey, look at this. If this is something that interests you and you want to earn in cryptocurrencies, and you want to earn in Ethereum, you can use that money. Like right now, I can take out the money that I've earned. I can use it, but I choose to leave it there. I've used some of it to reinvest into the platform. So it's an amazing project. It's something that is taking the world through a big spin. A lot of people just earning more money than they've ever seen in their life. So it's the earnings that you get from here. It's not guaranteed. It's based on your effort. It's based on your effort, and it's based on you sharing this with other people. So I'll pause there.
Wow. Stanley, do you have any thoughts or questions?
Stanley's like, what is
so
this?
the amount of people that you bring in? Yeah. So the amount of people that you bring in, then that determines your growth.
Well, what determines, not necessarily, right? Because there's accounts that there's people who don't refer, and they earn money through spillover.
Okay.
There's people you don't have to refer to earn.
Okay.
Now, obviously, that would be that is just like putting in the money and just waiting to see what happens. So, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that. But it's something that can be seen. I mean, I wouldn't say you're going to be earning 1.2 million in the next 6 months if you just kind of enroll and just let things fly. But it's a crowdfunding concept, right? So the more people you earn, the more people you refer into it, the more you're going to earn. It's just naturally going to happen. Or you can refer 4 people into it, and let's say they refer other people. Now, not all of the referrals of other people are going to fall under you, but you're gonna earn through the reinvestments that they have, because every time that someone reinvests in a contract, it goes to you. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah. So how do you go from the ×3, the ×4, ×5, ×6, each level? What
so
determines that?
It's literally clicks. The first thing would be buying the cryptocurrency, buying the Ethereum, for you to invest into the project. And the startup cost for this is 0.05 Ethereum. That right now, it's like, I'd say between $20 and $30. Could probably be up to $40. And that opens these 2 contracts. So it opens the first contract on X3 and the first contract on X4. On each of these contracts, there's enough money for you to earn a profit. So earn your money back, earn a profit, and then reinvest for you to buy the next contract. So ultimately, that's one way to do it, where you start with the first one, and then you kind of use the earnings to buy into the next contracts and continue going up like that. The way that I did it, I started at level 6. But for me to get to level 6, I have to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can't just go to, like, this is what I want to earn, and I'm just gonna buy 25 Ethereum, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be earning that. It's all through a ladder. It's all through a process. So ultimately, the matrix continues to move, and the platform continues with the activity. So let me just show you something here. Let me just log back into mine.
So if you wanted to go to level 6 today, based on what the market is today, what would that investment be to go to level 6? Because you got to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6.
Yeah. So great question, and thank you for that. Right now at the price that it's at today, that's what, 356. And if we go to, so it would be close to what I started with, close to 1,300, in terms of, because it would be 3.5 Ethereum, 3.2 Ethereum, which is what would get you to level 6 here and level 6 here. So when I say here, it's X3 and X4. So, so that it would be 3 points. So there's within the levels. So level 1 is 0.05. Level 2 is 0.1. As you can see, 0.2 here, 0.4 here, 0.8 here, 1.6. So 1.6. Let me just look up the value, because that was your question. Ethereum to USD. So 3.2 Ethereum. As of today, that's about 1,000. That's about 1,200. In terms of the investment. Now, if you include the gas fees and the transactions, it's a little bit more to it. So I'd say add $100 to that, and ultimately you're going up the ladder. You can see the little cart right here, the purple cart on my window. This is going to show up. Like, I wouldn't be able to buy this, but I would be able to buy this right now. I don't have enough Ethereum in my wallet to buy it, but it's open. It's an open, but ultimately it's just a couple clicks. It's a couple clicks. It connects to your wallet. Transaction is confirmed. The contract is opened. Does that make sense?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay. Yes. I mean, this. I'm learning through it as well. So, it's the way that you buy. It's ultimately you're going through the levels, and you can either choose to start. The higher you start, the quicker you're going to earn, because the more access you have for people to start under you, and you can earn those amounts. But ultimately, you don't have to start at level 6. You can start at level 2. You can start at level 3. You can start at level 1. You can start with what you can. But ultimately, understanding that how you're going to be earning is going to take a bit longer. For you to start earning more is going to take more referrals for you to go up the ladder. But it's like after I saw that gentleman, or that kid, I mean, he's really a kid, that's borrowed $35, and he just in 8 weeks he got it all the way up to 175,000. Like, that just blew my mind. So it's like, you can start wherever you want. It's just a matter of understanding that this is decentralized. This is not controlled by a central entity. All of a sudden, Forsage can't just go run away with your money and you're just left like that. Because it's controlled by, it's decentralized. It's not controlled by anybody, So, yes.
Awesome.
What I think would be great.
How many people?
What was that? Sorry, you cut off there.
How many people did he bring in under him?
Who?
The Philippines.
The guy that brought in.
I think.
I don't know. It was a lot. He was doing webinars every single night. Like he was doing webinars like a lunatic, like just crazy more doing webinars. So similar to this, like what we're doing here, but in a more like Zoom kind of webinar platform and presenting wise. And he just was showing the opportunity to everybody. You know, on a daily basis, he was doing webinars, he was doing presentations, and people who wanted to enroll, they enrolled and they started. Because this thing really sells itself. Like if you go to forsage.io and there's a lot of questions that people ask. So probably the questions that are going through your mind, they're going to be there. And it really does sell itself. Like it's the concept, if you're wanting to earn money, if you're looking for different ways to earn in cryptocurrencies, like this is an amazing project to get involved in, because it's the gateway drug into cryptocurrencies. Like it really gets you into understanding cryptocurrencies, and understanding the power that they have within our society and where institutions are going to go. So that's what got me into this. It's like I have, like, as both of you as well, you have your own full-time businesses that you put all your energy to it. And, you know, there's the way that I'm treating this is it's a vehicle to help people who are either, again, wanting to get into cryptocurrencies, or they don't have a vehicle to earn, or to earn or they're limited by if they're working, or they don't have their own business, or they lost their job. It's an opportunity that people can have, you know? So it's as when you understand the decentralization and the safety behind it, that you're not going to lose your money, that this is not a scam, that's where it just makes sense. It's new and it's random, and it's not something that is I'd say mainstream yet, because of the way that it's set up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's moving at that pace.
Yeah.
So that's what got me excited, and it came from someone who I trusted. So that also plays a variable in my involvement. Like if I have heard this from someone I didn't trust, I probably wouldn't be in it yet. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten it based on like popular consensus if I started seeing more of it. But like Gina said, you know, there's a whole team, there's a whole structure around it. There's like testimonial after testimonial and wins after wins after wins, and there's training happening on how you share this. So there's social proof in there. There's a team that's supporting you, and you're learning about it as you go. Same as me. Like I'm no expert at this, but I'm understanding it more and more.
And now you're a cryptopreneur.
And now I'm a cryptopreneur. Yes.
I love that. Stanley, do you have any other questions? I kind of want to. We're almost at 53 minutes now. I want to. Because there's so much. I know we can go on and on, but we're going to bring a little bit each week. And do you have any other questions or anything else either of you want to say before we kind of, wrap today up? No. So, and if you want to know more, right?
No.
If somebody wants to know more, you'll reach out to us. And sorry, go ahead, Stan.
Yeah. What I want to know is, okay, so the guy that invested that, okay, because that's going to be the question. How much was a crypto coin at that point versus what it is now? Because of the amount of people that have gotten involved with this. Like you said, Bitcoins were 10 cents 10 years ago, and now, they're like gold.
Yes. Okay. Great question. So when it comes to back in April, the price of Ethereum was around 150 or so,
Yes.
160, right? So the value of Ethereum was less than half of what it is now. So that 175,000 is probably like it's probably like $500,000 at this point. $500,000, and that's when he stopped. I wouldn't say stop, but that's where it was at the 8-week mark. He was at this point. If you look at his ID now, it's probably like 5 times that. With the currency exchange, with the increase of the price of Ethereum, and with the activity that he probably kept on doing. So it's going to continue increasing. You know, experts say that this coin is going to be worth between 1,500 to 2,000 within the next 24 months. So it's like you're investing in a or you're earning in a currency that's being used with multiple applications by programmers in different industries. That's what I love about Ethereum, because it's not just for financial things. It's not just for transactions within coins and things that you buy on the internet. Like there's actual applications that can be used and can optimize processes in today's world. You know, so yeah. So did that answer your question?
Yeah. Yes, it did.
Awesome.
Oh
my gosh.
But Stanley, what I'll do is I'll add you to the group. I'll add you to the it's called Cryptopreneur Inner Circle, and it's a group open to anybody. You have to be invited by someone, but I'll invite you to it. So this way you can watch the units, you can watch the successes that people are having, and you can start understanding this a bit more, kind of give more meat to the bone, as you could say, and understand it more, you know. And we're here, obviously we're part of this unblinded movement and what we're doing and growing and stretching ourselves every day. So feel free to reach out to Gina, myself, and we'll continue talking.
Absolutely.
For being here.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dan. Appreciate you being here. I might have already invited you, actually. I feel like I did. So you may see that from, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I was getting ahead of it. And, you know, but if there's other people that are watching and you want to be invited, please message me, you know, and let me know, or comment below if you want to know more. And you know, this is a great opportunity that I just was excited about. So I thank you. And like I said, I know, you know, when you know, love, and trust somebody who's doing who sees the value because of what it's just a great, I think for me, it's just, I just feel the opportunity. I feel the magic in it. I do. So anyway, that's the way I like to roll. Magic.
Yes, the beauty of magic. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. Thank you guys so much. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Gina, for setting this up. And you know, I guess we'll see each other again on Wednesday. With it'll be shorter. It won't be a whole hour. We just delve right into the platform and just talking about different concepts. But we'll optimize and we'll get clearer and clearer every week. This way you'll be hearing on Crypto Wednesdays different things happening within crypto. So it's a fun journey. You know, I'm learning as well. I'm a learner. I'm a student of crypto. So join us every Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure what the time is going to be, but you'll be seeing that on Gina's Facebook and my Facebook. So we'll take it from there.
Yes, definitely. I'm thinking of probably around 1 Eastern, and absolutely, because I am 100%, I have to learn everything about it. So I'm excited to have these conversations and know more and share more with more people and helping other people elevate their lives. And I just love it. So thank you so much. Thank you again, Stanley. Bye, guys. I will see you again. And I'll see Andreas tomorrow for Meetings with Masters. I'm going to be sharing about that. And I'll see you both soon, either way, in our daily activities that we all do together.
Awesome, Gina.
Take care, guys. Bye. Thank you.